Hello everyone, I'd like to share with you the mission of Connect Point Church. It's connecting to Christ, loving people, giving back, and making a difference. We do that by having four things in our church. It's connect, grow, serve, and go. Today we're going to talk about connect. It's all about connecting to Christ. What you're about to hear is a testimony of someone in our church, Kealoha, sharing her story of how God loved her and how she's given her heart to Christ and what God has done in her life. Pray that you'll be blessed by this testimony.
Aloha, my name is Kealoha Aina Wilkes, but everybody at Connect Point Church calls me Kealoha. I first visited the church on Easter of 2018, and I didn't come back right away. It was in June that I started to hear God tell me it's time for me to go back to church. I wasn't sure if it was going to be this church or my old church, so I started coming back. And when I walked in, I was just amazed at how everybody made me feel like family. Even on that first day that I came, and I've never felt that way in a church before. So I knew that this would eventually be where God wanted me to be. And it wasn't until maybe about a month after Nola asked me to dance. And when it comes to praising God and praising Jesus through hula, it is one of the most amazing and undescribable feeling that one can have, because you're dancing for an audience of one, and you get to share all your praise and all your everything for God's goodness. And from then on, I started joining in connect groups. I was shy at first. I didn't want to, but when God speaks to you, there's a reason why. And because of me connecting with those different groups, I made a lot of friendships, and I found people who knew where I came from and helped me to grow into the person that I am today. If I told you how my life used to be, I used to drink, I used to smoke, I used to do drugs. Being that we just celebrated New Year's, this is the third New Year that I didn't have my traditional drinks, which would be a bottle of Malibu rum, a bottle of Choya, and I finished both of them, and my mango-ritas, all while smoking my cigarettes, and But then the more I started coming to church, the more I felt the desire to want to serve, not only in the church, but to serve God. And I told myself that I wouldn't be able to do that if I still had my habits. So I finally came to the realization that if I wanted to serve God with a clean heart, I'd have to stop all of that. And I did. In 2020, I celebrated 2 years of no alcohol and 2 years of no cigarettes. And in March of 2021, I'll celebrate 2 years of no marijuana. And I can only attribute that to God and His goodness and His love. And for me, I felt like I didn't want to disappoint Him. I'm sorry. I get so emotional because to come from where I've been and for people to judge me and having God just love me and accept me for who I am. That was huge. It speaks volumes of his unconditional love. And I was also very promiscuous. I'm gonna be very vulnerable, but I need to show just how good God is. I was molested from the age of 4 to the age of 15. And, my self-worth was low. I didn't care about anything. So I became very promiscuous, just looking for the attention, and I got hurt a lot. I was in abusive relationships, both physically and mentally and emotionally. But then God changed that all around when He introduced, brought a man into my life again that I never thought I would marry. I've known him since I was 10 years old. And in high school, he was my drug dealer. But the thing about it is, I never needed to pay him, because come to find out he had a crush on me. So I got free weed, anything to get free drugs. That was me. Anyway, we reconnected, and I truly believe that God had brought him to me, because with all the issues that I faced with, my body and my low self-worth, He made me feel like the most beautiful woman in the world. Got married. Then he was crazy. He would make me so mad. And I used to wonder if that was really from God. I hate to say that, but I used to wonder if that was really from God. It came to the point where once I came to church, after fighting with my husband, I opened the kitchen door, and there was Pastor Dion and Leisha, and I just broke down and I cried, and I told them, I almost stabbed my husband. I was so mad. But it's different now. I cherish every day now. I cherish every day. And even on the days that he has pain or he's not feeling good, I've learned to still raise hallelujahs, because God has given me another day with him. And I went from wanting to stab him to wondering, what am I going to do when it's time for him to go home? I had a health scare. I had two. And in August 10th of 2020 to be exact, I decided to do something about my health. And as of today, I've lost 40 pounds. And the only way I could have done that was the strength and the endurance that I get from God daily. There are times where I want to give up. I'm tired. I'm doing my walk, huffing and puffing. But it's like I hear God saying, I got this. I've got it. So I continue. I may grumble about it, but at the end of the day, it is He that gives me the strength to do what I need to do. This is how good God is. Growing up, my dad was never there for me. And this is another sore subject. But in September of last year, my dad needed somebody to help take care of him. And it was my husband who said, Dad is moving here. You know, growing up, my dad wasn't there. And it's like my step siblings and his new family always came before me. I felt like trash that was discarded on the side of the road. But since my dad's moved in, I've learned, well, I'm on the road to forgiveness. You know, I'm at the point where I can tell my dad I love you, and that would have never come from my mom before. And I believe God had a plan for us to mend our relationship, and that's why my dad needed to move in with us. And my dad and I will still struggle, but at the end of the day, I know God's plan is being. How do I know God loves me? He proves it every second of every day. One, by blessing me with another day of life. Two, by never leaving or forsaking me. Three, for always providing for me. I'm never without. Four, because He gave His Son Jesus for my sins. If you're thinking about giving your life to Jesus, do it. It'll be one of the most rewarding things that you can do, not only for yourself, but for those around you. You know, I've learned to be more kind. I've learned not to get worked up about every little thing. And it's only through God's grace that I've learned I need to stop expecting me from people, because that's what used to get me into a lot of trouble. You know, God surrounds me with my friends, my families, and even strangers that I come into contact with for a reason. Whether it be a test, a lesson, or for strengthening. You know, there's a reason why people are in your life. Hula. You know, I've mentioned before that it's an indescribable feeling dancing for God. I was fortunate enough to be chosen by my kumu to represent the halo for Miss Aloha Hula, and I came in first runner-up, and he had told me, "Are you okay with that?" I'm like, "Yeah." He said, "Because you know, if it was in God's plan for you to win, you would have won." I said, "I know. It's as simple as that. You know, things happen for a reason, and that wasn't part of God's plan." So now you get to see the transformation, the love that I feel for God as I do this next dance for you.
Take this fainted heart, take these tainted hands, wash me in your love, come like grace again. Even when my strength is lost, I'll praise you. Even when I have no song, I'll praise I will only sing your praise. Take this mountain